Tonight at 6, a major tech outage affected many industries. How it affected Kent State.
The government shutdown continues as a deal has not been reached between Democrats and Republicans. We have the details as it reaches a historic milestone.
Claims that Tylenol usage leads to autism force the company to push back with facts of their own. All this and more as KSTV at 6 starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Portage County. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Nikki Gajeski.
And I'm Anthony Leonardi. This week, Gage has the night off, but we're going to start tonight with news right here on campus.
Yesterday, Amazon Web Service outage disrupted many, in turn affecting all services provided by the e-commerce company.
The outage was first reported at 3 a.m. and was out for the entire day. KSTV's Talia Miliewicz has the story. Talia, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. AWS provides services to many apps and websites, including ones students use daily. Staff were in limbo yesterday after the outage of Amazon Web Services. The Amazon division provides services to many apps and websites. One major website that was out was Canvas. Kent State's Division of Information Technology was able to catch this and let those impacted know.
We caught wind that it was early, so we sent messaging out to the university. So most of that mitigated a lot of the outreach.
Canvas is the main program used for assignments, quizzes, and exams. Students and staff here at Kent weren't able to access this platform all day.
We still want to have the ability to communicate. So if people don't look at the email, which we did get out, and if they're trying to use the service, we want to have the ability to put some messaging up top of the tool, Canvas or something else. We found that through this, some of those tools, those abilities are also compromised when the whole thing is unavailable.
Other software like Flashline and KSU Mobile were also put on hold.
We actually have mechanisms in place so that they continue to work, but it doesn't receive like new information or new data.
This lets students access any old information, but no new updates were available. The services were restored at 6 p.m. after the company and its engineers spent the day figuring out the problem.
So we're all a little vulnerable to technology, for better or for worse, but it certainly illustrates the importance of making sure that we have redundancy and the ability to communicate.
All services are back up and running, and there haven't been problems reported since the issue was resolved.
Thank you, Talia. It's been 3 weeks since the start of the government shutdown, and there's no end in sight.
Yeah, that's right, Nikki. Lawmakers haven't been able to reach an agreement on a spending plan, further delaying the shutdown. CNN's Amy Kiley reports.
We need to end the shutdown.
At 21 days, the government shutdown is now tied for the second longest in U.S. history. Democrats say they want a funding bill that addresses Medicaid cuts and expiring Obamacare subsidies.
Tens of millions of Americans are about to experience dramatically increased premiums, copays, and deductibles.
Republicans say they won't discuss that until Democrats pass their funding bill with no changes.
What exactly is there to negotiate?
The shutdown ties 130 years ago when congressional Republicans gave up about half the Medicare cuts they wanted in return for a balanced budget.
Newt Gingrich shut down the government in 1995 because he wanted Clinton to cut Medicare. Clinton wouldn't do it.
We didn't let the fighting stop the negotiating. We also didn't let the negotiating stop the fighting.
The longest shutdown ever remains the one during President Donald Trump's first term. It holds the record of 35 days after Democrats refused to pay for a border wall.
Whatever it takes. I mean, we're going to have a wall.
He didn't get it. And when air traffic controllers started not showing up to work, the Republicans buckled on that.
Unions say this shutdown is hard on air traffic controllers, too. Pre-existing staff shortages have many working overtime now without pay.
You're allowing outside stress to work its way into the control room.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
A federal appeals court has cleared the way for the Trump administration to deploy National Guard troops in Portland, Oregon. The panel ruled the administration is likely to win its appeal of a lower court decision that had blocked the deployment and extended a temporary restraining order. Oregon officials continue to oppose the move, saying Portland has been unfairly portrayed as violent. Meanwhile, the president cites recent protests outside of the city's ICE facility as justification.
Staying with President Trump, the White House has responded to demolition issued by the president and for his home. In a statement, the White House said the renovations were needed and will continue to echo the history of improvement and additions. Yesterday, photos were posted on social media, causing anger over the 90,000 square foot expansion. Previously, Trump promised the construction won't interfere with the current structure.
Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance downplayed concerns about the fragility of the Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal while speaking in Israel.
I feel very optimistic. Can I say with 100% certainty that it's going to work? No. But you don't do difficult things by only doing what's 100% certain. You do difficult things by trying, and that's what the President of the United States has asked us to do.
This comes after sources have been citing some Trump administration officials who are concerned that the deal could fall apart. Vance declined to put a timeline on the return of all Israeli hostages and Hamas's disarmament and added that it's going to be a constant effort to mediate disagreements. Vance is in the region in part to ensure the Israeli Prime Minister stays committed to the U.S. negotiated deal.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
I hope all of you early risers were able to enjoy the beautiful skies this morning. Today had a rainy start, but turned into a quite beautiful day with the high of 59 degrees, a west-southwest wind of about 8 miles per hour today. So it was a little windy, but not too bad. The gusts weren't as strong. And then later today, we can expect a sunset of about 8:35 p.m. Expanding into our statewide temperatures, we have Akron-Canton again at that nice 52 degrees, Columbus 57, Cincinnati with the same temperature as Akron-Canton, 52, Athens a little colder with 53, as well as Toledo up by the lake, and then Pittsburgh with 48 degrees. Let's take a look at our region. So of course, 52 as in our region, and then just looking. It's about like 50s, higher 50s, lower 50s all around our area of Ohio. But enjoy another beautiful fall night. It's warm and sunny evening, so take advantage of that. But before you do, stay tuned for a glimpse at your week ahead.
Thank you, Lillian. Tylenol is pushing back on the possible connection between its use in pregnancy and diagnosis of autism or ADHD in children.
This comes as a possible change on the safety level that could occur. Our correspondent Cole Jones has more details on this and more. Hi, Cole.
Hi, guys. That's right. Kenvue, the creators of Tylenol, are hoping to dispel the link between its use in pregnancy and autism or ADHD in children. The FDA is considering a safety label change for over-the-counter pain medicine Tylenol, connecting its use during pregnancy to autism in children. This comes after President Donald Trump and Secretary of Health RFK Jr. made the claim in a dedicated press conference. Kenvue asks that many refer to the decades' worth of studies supporting the use of the medication during pregnancy. Going from the executive to the judicial, the Supreme Court will take up a case asserting that a federal law banning drug users from owning guns violates the Second Amendment. It's one of the few examples of the Trump administration defending a gun restriction, calling it a narrow limit on gun rights. The case involves a man indicted in 2023 after the FBI found a pistol, marijuana, and cocaine at his home that a lower court dismissed in 2022. Former President Joe Biden completed a course of radiation therapy through his battle with prostate cancer that spread to his bones. After receiving his diagnosis, he has undergone several medical treatments, including Mohs surgery, a procedure to remove skin cancer lesions. He and his family remain hopeful for his condition as he gears up for an appearance in Boston this Sunday and his 83rd birthday next month. The former president has undergone several weeks of treatment at Penn Medicine Radiation Oncology in Philadelphia. For KSTV, I'm Cole Jones.
Thank you, Cole. Highway to Desert Zone. You heard that right. A few pilots head straight into the sugar rush, but for a good cause.
And a shooting was averted in Atlanta. What went down and what we know about the suspect next.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose, but here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life.
This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Find your place in space.
This is my time.
Space for all.
Songs, even if they're bad, hundreds and hundreds of them, just to find a good one. Yeah. And then
I've been in this long enough. I feel like I know what I'm doing.
Knowing that you're basically like there and being
with that, but it has a special place in my heart. I grew up watching it so much. Have you guys seen it?
You crank it and the beat just moves you right down the hallway. Why not? It doesn't hurt anyone, but listening too long and too loud can actually hurt your hearing. Excessive volume in earbuds, stadiums, and at concerts, even loud machinery, can damage hearing in just 15 minutes.
1 in 5 people 12 years and older now has some kind of hearing loss. So see a hearing professional and let's get those ears checked and boogie on.
New data about safety and effectiveness can come to light. The FDA keeps track of that new data, which can come from patients, drug makers, or healthcare professionals, and may include information about negative reactions to prescriptions. Based on this information, the FDA may recommend that the drug maker update the drug labeling by adding warnings or updated dosage information. Changes could also include the FDA requesting a drug recall. Find the answers at fda.gov/drugs.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Today, a few aviation students gathered on the K to raise funds for their organization, but did so in a sweet way.
Our correspondent, Casey Baylog, was there and spoke to a few future pilots, but I gotta know, Casey, did you pie anybody?
No, unfortunately I did not pie anyone, but a few students of the Aeronautics and Aviation program gathered to have people pay to pie them in the face for a good cause.
The official aviation fraternity at Kent State, Alpha Eta Rho, held their second Pie a Pilot event today at the K to help fund their future events. The president of their chapter explained why she was having people pay to pie her.
We're here to help fundraise for our club, so we can put on some more events. And hopefully, I would love to bring more of our members to our to a conference next year called NBAA. So it's National Business Aviation Association. So it's a really great way for people to connect and build a good network. And then we also have our nationals, so our aviation symposium for Alpha Eta Rho this upcoming February.
These conferences and events are a big deal to students who are aspiring pilots because it allows them to network and make connections that will help them with their profession.
I think it's just a really good way to meet other people in the profession. I feel like that's a really big thing for pilot majors and other people in aviation. So finding ways to get involved and meet others is really good.
The president hopes this event will not only help their current members with being able to attend events, but recruit new members, saying all are welcome to attend their meetings at the Aeronautics and Engineering building.
To keep up with AHP, you can follow them on Instagram at AHP Kent State. For KSTV, I'm Casey Baylog.
Thank you, Casey. Now for more aviation news. Progress is being made on legislation that will prevent mid-air collisions. So far, a Senate committee has unanimously passed the act. This safety measure will create after the collision of an Army Black Hawk helicopter and American airline jet in Washington, D.C. this past January. The legislation now heads to the Senate for a vote. So far, we've discussed air travel and improvements and lighthearted news, but Atlanta Airport was faced with a terrifying scene.
Yeah, that's right. While a shooting incident was avoided, the alleged suspect is in custody. CNN's Michael Yoshida has the details.
Billy Joe Cagle arrested Monday inside Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, accused of threatening to, quote, shoot it up.
This crisis was averted, but this individual did have a semi-automatic weapon.
Officials say family members of Cagle warned police he was armed and heading to the airport. Police say Cagle didn't have a gun on him when officers confronted him inside the terminal, but when they searched his truck parked outside, they did find an AR-15 assault rifle.
There were 27 rounds that could have been fired from this weapon inside the airport. We're here today briefing you on a success and not a tragedy because a family saw something and said something.
Atlanta's mayor said Cagle had mental health challenges. A friend says he spoke with Cagle on Sunday because he was concerned about some of his recent social media posts.
You know, people go through things and people deal with them differently, and unfortunately, Billy, you know, may have made a bad decision here.
Atlanta's International Airport is the busiest airport in the world, with more than 108 million people flying through in 2024. Police say Cagle seemed very interested in the TSA check-in area, which was heavily crowded at the time.
There's always going to be soft, more exposed areas of an airport as you go to the hardened part, which is of course the TSA line. That area is going to be the most congested because people are going from free flow to secure flow. And there's always going to be a buildup, and that's always been a worry.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
While we are not up in the clouds, it is still nice to know when we can expect cloudy skies and rainy days. Let's take a look ahead and see what the skies are going to look like. So later on tonight, we are going to expect some rain. That's going to come at like 7 p.m. And stay until like around 9. So around 10, it's going to clear up. Not the skies, it's still going to be a little cloudy, but we're not going to expect rain after 10 tonight. But it is still going to be colder. The temperature is going to go down up to from 51 to 47, sorry. Yeah, but then looking ahead at tomorrow, the sunrise is going to be at 7:45 a.m. It's supposed to be a.m. And you're going to have a UV of 2, so it's supposed to be really cloudy tomorrow. You're going to expect some clouds in the morning, and then we have a chance of rain at night. So cloudy morning, and then a chance of rain in the evening with a 16-mile-per-hour wind. So it's going to be a little gusty tomorrow with a sunset of 6:33 p.m. All right. And then looking at our week ahead, again, it's going to be a little colder at the beginning of our week, and then it's going to warm up a little bit towards the end. So Saturday, we're going to have that nice 55 degrees, mostly cloudy for that football game. Yeah, we're going to have a cold start, but then it's going to warm up. But that's all that I have for you tonight. Make sure you stay dry and warm this week. Curl up under a blanket with a warm drink and enjoy the night in. For KSTV, I'm Lillian Drapik.
Thanks, Lillian. Japan's parliament has elected its first female prime minister. Conservative Sunichi Tachichi will take on the title just days ahead of Trump's visit to the country. Traditionally, Japan's culture has been dominated by male leadership. Tachichi will be the 4th minister since 2020, and fun fact, she listed former Great Britain Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher as an influence.
Two NFC juggernauts face each other under the Monday night lights. Stay tuned to see how the Lions topple the Bucks in your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Did you know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality? And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help clean air for kids reach more children at IQAirFoundation.org.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Reach out, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Public teeth
make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track and ace your retirement.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Welcome to your KSTV Sports Report, where we're going to move to a sport I am super excited to be back soon, along with some Kent sports. Well, get your popcorn ready, ladies and gentlemen, because the NBA season is finally here. 2 games kick off the season with the Houston Rockets taking on the reigning NBA champions in their house at 7. That game is followed up by a California Western Conference matchup where the Golden State Warriors head to LA to take on the Lakers at 10. Some storylines to follow are how the Lakers will perform with LeBron James' injury, as well as the pure strength and firepower of the Thunder. Well, although the season isn't here yet, the Kent State men's and women's basketball teams ramp up their seasons very soon. In the meantime, both Kent State teams were placed in the preseason coaches polls this morning, with the women's team being ranked number 1 in the MAC and the men's team number 3, respectively. In addition to that, juniors Janae Taylor and Maya Babbitt were named to the All-MAC team. Senior Delrico Gillespie was named to the men's All-MAC team. Each team starts soon, so get your tickets now. The Kent State volleyball team is riding high after a dominant 3-0 road sweep over Miami, their first MAC road sweep since 2022. Senior Mackenzie McGuire led the way with 19 kills and a .405 hitting percentage, while freshman Macy Moreland added 13 kills. The Golden Flashes return home to the MAC Center for a 2-match series against Central Michigan this Thursday and Friday. First serve is set for 6 p.m. as Kent State looks to keep the momentum going in MAC play. Heading over to the pitch, the Kent State women's soccer team plays their final home game against MAC opponent Toledo at Zoller Field this Thursday at 7. Some momentum was taken after the Flashes took a loss to Western Michigan in Kalamazoo on Sunday. Junior forward Kayomi McCausland notched Kent's only goal of the day, which only had 7 shots to WMU's 12. Turning to Toledo, the Flashes look for more steam as they try to punch their way to the Mid-American Conference Tournament. Heading to the NFL, it's Monday Night Football. The Buccaneers come to Detroit trying to get another win here. First quarter, that's a 3-minute drive to start the game. And Amon-Ra St. Brown gets the reception from Jared Goff. Easy first drive, easy touchdown. Tampa defense better wake up soon. 7-0 Lions to start this game off. Now going to head to the second quarter. Now it's been a pretty defensive game until this. Jahmyr Gibbs puts on the Jets. Goes for 78 yards, beating Antoine Winfield Jr., the safety, for a touchdown for the Lions. They'll add on 6, 14-7 now. How about that Spider-Man celebration? That is just so cool. Now we're going to head to the third quarter where the Tampa Bay offense finally gets on the board. It's a screen to Tej Johnson. The Oregon product is going to spin his way into the end zone. Second touchdown in 2 weeks for him. 9-14 Lions. Bucks will go on to miss a 2-point conversion. And the Lions are just going to add on there. That's Jahmyr Gibbs yet again. What a day he had. 218 total scrimmage yards, 2 touchdowns. Field day against this Tampa Bay defense. Baker continues to struggle, and the Lions are going to take this one 24-9 here. And both teams are going to end up walking out of this one, both 5-2. But that is all the sports I have for you tonight. For more sports content, check out the Kent Stater on all socials and a brand new episode of Overtime airing this and every Friday. For KSTV, I'm Evan Schofield.
Thank you, Evan. Wicked for Good got some Oscar power coming its way as their Cowardly Lion casting has been confirmed. You have more on who the actor behind the roar is.
Hey there, welcome to Kent Core.
Kent Core.
To Kent Core.
Can you help me?
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
Is it okay over there? Is that good?
Jackie boy, look, we have been through a lot together.
Hurry up before this rain, this rain goes away.
Well, it's just,
solo stage where the player spends most of it being hunted down by Infinite. The weapon that performed the best here was the Drill Wispin. Its ability to...
He finally is like, I get it now. I get it. I have worth because I'm me. And I really liked it a lot. Like, I'm not...
What are you staring at? How do you know it's me? No.
Well, Cleveland Heights native and Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce is now a shareholder of Six Flags, the same company that owns Cedar Point Amusement Park. He announced on social media earlier today that he teamed up with Jana Partners and other executives, and together they own about 9% of the parks. Kelce says that he has so many fond memories at Cedar Point and can't wait to make the park even more fun for families.
There's a new uproar in Oz with this confirmed casting for the Wicked movie. While Wicked tells the story of the Wizard of Oz from the perspective of the two witches, iconic characters like the Cowardly Lion appear in both films. Much of the casting around the Lion, Scarecrow, and Tin Man remain a mystery, except for today when the movie's Instagram account announced Coleman Domingo as their Lion. The film will hit theaters on November 21st.
Nikki, I gotta be honest with you. I have not seen Wicked.
Much to unpack. We did talk about this a year ago. We were like, who would be who at KSTV for the movie. Do you remember what you told me I'd be?
You would be, I believe I told you that you would be one of the flying monkeys.
It was the monkeys and the dwarfs, because you can't see this right now. Anthony's like 6'3", I'm like 5'1".
Not the dwarves, the munchkins.
The munchkins.
From Munchkin Land. Specifically, the Lollipop Guild. That's who I think we would be.
Our apologies to Taylor Swift, who is engaged to Travis Kelce. Thank you so much for joining us for your Tuesday evening.
You can see more of your stories of your community on our website at kentstater.com. I'm Anthony Leonardi.
And tune in tonight at 8 p.m. for a brand new episode of The Blurb. I'm Nikki Gajeski. Have a great night, Portage County. Great, David. Thanks.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You are organdonor.gov.